So hi there, welcome to the solution session for the teaser. We really apologize that you are taking some time to provide the solution to the teaser. So please accept our apologies. We're just trying to see how we could make it a bit more interactive, a bit more engaging, and a bit more educative and impactful to you. So we will begin to share a couple of teasers, a couple of tasks and just to help you stretch your imagination and see the powers of data. So, without wasting so much time, the task was very straightforward. We want to get, for each year, we want to get the first person who registered. The data captures 60 years. So, we are trying to get that. Now, if you do the normal data, sorting, which I want to try to do here. So, we'll just click sort here. That's what we do. And then the ideal thing to sort will be you sort by year, and then you sort by month, and then you sort by day, smallest to largest, smallest to largest. But it brings another set of problems. Now in 1961, what we have is April 1st. So you could manually go down to January, which is not what we want to be doing. January 1st, 1960. I will now pick this number, one by one. And that, is laborious for 60. Start scrolling down where there's January and then start picking. And what if the first registration for the year was February? So it doesn't make sense. But with Stata, we can quickly get these results and quickly export it. So let's do Control Z and just bring it back to what it was before. This is not a task for Excel right now. The task is for Stata and it's very fast and it will review it quickly. So I want you to know also that you can replicate this across several sheets. So let's move straight to Stata. Okay, this is Stata interface. So the goal is to make sure that we don't use more than 10 lines. Now, please, you know that we're not considering the gaps. We're just spacing, just 10 lines of code. So this is line 4. I'm using Stata 17. So it continues on the next line. So there are only 2 lines I have here, So one of the things to do if you're a beginner is use the cd command. But if you are not a beginner, you can collapse the cd command and the Excel into one. And that's what I'm going to do. I saved my file into this folder. I'm not going to use the cd command because I need to minimize the amount of spaces I use. So I would say import Excel using this address, and I will now say /club teaser. So that wasn't spelled well. It's club under teaser .xlx, and then I need the first row to be my labels, and then we add clear. So all this is still one line, but maybe to help doubters, because some people just think, oh no, he's not saying. So you can say I can't even really put it in one line. So you can see that it just folds. That's why I did it that way. But so basically I've just used 2 lines so far. So just to see what we have done, since this is just I'm putting BR, so that's 3 lines. Okay, so when we run, we will get something like this. So we see match here, we see day of registration and year of registration and registration ID, and we see all these cells we don't need. So really this is none of our business. That in itself was part of the distraction. We just ignore. What the question said is, please give me the names of the 60 people who qualify. So that's what we are going to do, just the 60 people who qualify. So let's move on to the next thing we need to do. So we need to string day of registration and year of registration. They are both non-strings now. Okay, comma replace. So let's look at what it looks like. So everything is red now. Now they go. Now I told you this. People did their own brilliantly different ways. That's fine. You know, there's no need to what's the word? There's no need. There are other ways. So I'll try and show you the other parts too. But the goal is you don't use more than 10 lines. So I could show you another way too. You know, but that will require more than 10 lines, you know, of code. So what I want to do now is combine them. So I'm going to gen reg date equals to day of registration plus dash plus month of registration, which is already I just was looking for it here. Okay, so let me just scroll here and find out month of registration. Sorry, what happened here? Okay, I copied other things I should not have copied. Then plus dash year of registration. This is my own preference. It may not be yours. So you could decide to do month, day, and year. That's fine. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get a string variable for the date for the purposes of conversion. Simple. That's all I'm trying to do here. So currently I'm on line with the browse. I will be on line I will be line what now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, line 4. So when I have generated that, which I want you to see, and that's why I keep on using browse, so you see what has been generated at the end of the day 1 plus plus plus. Did I get it right? So let's see what is wrong here. Invalid year of registration. Oh, sorry, there is a plus symbol that is missing. Okay, so we're back. I just kept wondering. So everything is also being solved the way you're solving it. So you see, I now have a date. That is key. I have a date. Okay. So next line now, and just to show you a degree of challenges that come along. So let's go there. So the next line will be calm down, Babatunde. We now want to generate the date, actual date, gen reg date Stata. Let me just use that as Stata format, because like we've mentioned, if you are in advanced class, you know that you cannot, even beginners class, you know you cannot use this date for anything. If you sort it will just mess you up. So we need to make it into Stata format. So we use the date format. We solve a problem at a time. So reg date, which was the one created in line 6, and then we take the syntax day, month, year, and let's see what it will produce for us. It will create a variable just close here. Okay, so let's run and scroll. So it has done that, but we now need to be careful, because we need to format and be sure. So format percentage TD reg date Stata. Let's run it again. So we are good. Everything that we needed to do has been done. We have a valid date now. So what we now need to do is sort this date by the year. So sincerely, we don't need the format. That's it. But I just wanted to show for people who are very particular about the format. What that format just shows how it looks like. So I'm just letting you know that even with the luxury of time and luxury of space, you can delete it. So, but let's just leave it there for now. Let's leave it there for now. So we're going to sort. I will still take it out, just let me take it out. So I'm going to sort by year of registration and reg date data. So let's sort again. So it has sorted for each of the days and day. So you get the first. So what I do now again is by sort year of registration gen year serial. Now this helps me to get the order within the year. So let me just scroll down a bit before I go on. Let me scroll down a bit so you can see what I'm saying. So so this is January 1st 1961. So I've sorted it out by year. And then if I go to 1962 to, let's see, 1962. Sorry, it's still 1960. And you see now it sorts in the order of the months. January comes first, the way it should be. February again, and like that. But you can check whenever, if you follow this principle I use, that's fine. So January 1st in this particular year, that's when this person registered. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I didn't even run this, so let's run this. We can still keep the browse if you want to keep the browse, but I'm just trying to be very, very minimalistic with space. By sort year of registration gen, sorry, something's missing here. I don't need to check. So it should give me an extra variable here. I want to do year serial here. So run. So that's the year serial. So the first will be here, and then let's scroll down to the next year. August 1962 starts here. Can you see? So I've been able to do that easily, no issues at all. So the final thing, I want to send the document. Now I have my number ones, which are supposed to be 60. I want to export that Excel file, so I'll say export. I want you to put it in that same folder. Export Excel using, I will take all these address, I would only change this to awardees since we want to give the first. I hope I spelled it right. So please pardon my spelling if I spelled it wrong. Awardees, and then I decide if I want to do labels, which I don't really want, but that's why I wanted to take some things off, but let's see. So we have line 1. Let me just remove the spaces between the lines, and that helps me to count and count and count. So I had to clear. In fact, that is not necessary. I've told you that the function happens here. So that's one line. So let's just delete to line 1. So what we have used so far is 7 lines. You can, if you want to count browse, that's fine with you. Now, of course, you will say, but this Excel does not give me everybody's name. So that's fine. That's fine. We're getting there. So what I will do is basically registration date. So I think I should just, for proof of evidence, I need to do registration ID. That's what they need. So when you say export Excel, if you know how to use Excel, exports command very well, you can just export the IDs you need. Registration ID, and I think registration date. Reg date. Using blah 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 blah, and then first row you can say variables. Now we have still not solved the problem. We've only said what we wanted. So there is an if statement. We now say if year serial double equals to 1. So this extracts all the first timers, all the first registrants for each year there. And we have just used 8 lines to solve the problem if we want to include browse. So let's run everything and be sure everything ran well. So I think it did, or it's still running. Okay, so let's check. So it has solved the problem here. We now go to the folder, open the file, and see whether we are good. So because we are showing this on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has a 15 minutes reference point. So you see, these are the 60 guys and the days they registered. Now, see someone registering on January 3rd, someone registered on January 2nd. That's how you miss people, because you want to do first. So even on different years, they registered on different times at different times. So basically, that is it. I hope you have learned a thing or two. You can pause the video, especially at the point of the do file. Look at it. Like I said, there are other ways of doing it, and maybe we'll just do a part 2 because of our LinkedIn people or crowd or audience. Thank you so much. See you in the next.